biggest question in running is how to run properly, the science is settled, showing that the safest, most efficient way to run is to avoid landing heel first and instead land with a forefoot strike, because forefoot strike running does a significantly better job at helping you avoid damaging impact burdens altogether than heel strike running. Not to mention, all of the best sprinters and short distance runners in the 200 meter to the 1500 meter, as well as most of the best long distance runners in the 5000 meter to the marathon, are non-heel strike runners. Also, most world record holders in running across all distances are mostly forefoot strike runners. This is because forefoot running sustains optimally on the body at faster speeds, but also at faster speeds over longer distances. It's very important to understand, however, that foot strike pattern is really not the only mechanical action in play when it comes to running optimally. An additional mechanical factor that is very important for keeping impact low and energy efficiency high, especially at faster running speeds, is to lean slightly forward with your upper body and avoid running too upright. Research in the journal Biomechanics, which is linked down below this video in the description box, found that maintaining a forward lean when running improved running economy and mechanical safeness versus running too upright. The researchers found that leaning forward when running enabled initial foot strike position to land closer to the center of mass, which is the upper body, and it allowed the center of mass to move farther ahead more quickly because there was less braking with the ground as compared with running with an upright body posture, which produced a longer brake force duration period and was more straining on the knees because the knees had to work harder to pull the center of mass up and over the stance leg, because running too upright caused the center of mass to be positioned a lot farther behind initial foot strike position. Furthermore, the researchers found that forward leaning during running not only cut down on forceful braking, but it also reduced propulsive forces, meaning that the body needed to work less to move the body forward. This in turn resulted in less mechanical work and muscle power to accelerate the body forward. Therefore, less metabolic energy was expended, which is why leaning when running was associated with better running economy as compared with running too upright. The body needs to work less to propel the body forward when you lean forward, because the head is pretty much positioned close to over top of the foot at landing, which also makes your stride more spring enabled because the mass of the body is closer to being over top of the elastic structures in the lower leg, like the arch of the foot and the Achilles tendon. And so you spring more into the next step rather than using a lot of muscle power to do so. Now the question is, how do you implement a proper forward lean when running? Most experts recommend leaning from the ankles and not the hips. With that in mind, I posted a link to a video from the Run Experience showing how to run tall while leaning forward properly. I also posted links to videos from Pose Running showing more helpful tips about leaning forward from the ankle. And last but not least, arm carriage, interestingly enough, may affect your lean, whereby carrying your hands and forearms higher and keeping them close to your chest may actually help you lean forward with greater ease. Jay Gruenke from The Balanced Runner believes that, quote, bringing your hands nearly to the collarbones raises your center of gravity, making you more unstable. Instability in the sense of being moved easily by the smallest action, being in fact easier to tip over, is a great asset to a runner. It means it's really easy to get yourself moving and keep yourself moving, and your main task is to direct that movement properly, end quote. This makes sense because if you're running forward, you don't want to lean backwards and fight gravity, which is why leaning forward when running makes more functional sense. Where we see clear evidence of the connection of higher arm carriage and forward leaning in distance running is that most East African distance runners used to carry their arms low with their hands closer to their waist, but around 2010, they started carrying their hands much higher at the collarbones or even under their chin, which is a very interesting change because also, listen to this.
This front group, there is Dibaba to the left in the all black with that very high arm carriage. Her arms right up across her chest, almost with her fists, clenched fist puller under her chin. It's a strange action. I did hear a theory a few months back that they believe that if you carry your arms close to your torso and high like that, there's less muscular movement and less, you actually save energy doing it. Have you heard that before?
No, I haven't heard that before,
Right,
but it's
we'll Google
actually
it
quite
later.
similar to the running style of Mary Keitany as well.
This is a hugely significant change in arm carriage, and also the East African men distance runners' arm carriage seems to be getting higher and higher as well, and they are getting faster and faster. So that's a very interesting correlation there. But also you can tell that these runners do have a more pronounced forward lean than most of the runners who carry their hands much lower at the waist. I posted a link to the article from The Balanced Runner on how carrying your hands higher helps you lean forward better. I've since implemented a higher hand carriage as a distance runner, and it does make a big positive difference on many levels, especially since carrying your hands higher really does raise your center of mass, and because of that, you actually feel lighter on your feet and your legs feel like they're working less hard, and as a result, you actually do get better gas mileage. So I would love to know your thoughts on hand carriage. Do you carry your hands low or high when you run? Or if you carry your hands low and after watching this video, you decide to carry them high, let me know in the comments down below about how it feels for you, if you feel any difference in helping you lean better, and if it helps lighten the load in your legs. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to hit the thumbs up button, as well as the subscribe button where you'll stay more informed on forefoot strike running versus heel strike running, as well as more informed on the health and performance benefits of barefoot and minimalist running. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have fun out there on the roads and trails. Bye for now.